So I haven't done a video in a while, and I thought, what better opportunity to do a little video than a unique little project. We're going to take this tractor, this 8770 New Holland tractor that I bought sight unseen out of an auction in Nebraska, two-wheel drive, 6,000 hours, good rubber. It was dirty. The paint was really faded. I'll put some pictures up of that. And we're going through this tractor, fixing all of the issues on it, and it's going to get a little bit of a special overhaul to it. And as the project goes on, you'll see what I mean. Stay tuned and enjoy. So I'm sitting in it here. Tractor runs really good. Engine starts right up on a cold winter day. Transmission shifts out good. Seems like all of the error codes, or the whatever you want to call them, that pop up are now gone, based upon what we got done on the tractor. A couple wiring harnesses were chewed through by mice, and connected those up, changed a few plugs, and changed some filters and all the oils in it, and it runs really smooth right now. We're warming it up to see about a transmission calibration, and we'll walk through that here in a little bit, how we do that. But I'll give you a quick little tour. You know, the tractor itself is in pretty nice shape. The hood has a few issues out there, and I pulled that out so I could clean that out. The cab roof will come out, put a new filter in. But by and large, the tractor is in pretty good shape. Had to replace the gas shock under here, and instead of folks spending $250 at New Holland, feel free to go out and buy one from Polaris or an auto parts store. The shock that's underneath in here, the gas shock, is the same as on a Polaris Razor or Ranger 1000, whatever they are. But I'll put a link in the comments to that. So let's see how we shift out. One thing I've noticed is that foot pedal down here was pretty sticky. We had to really pull that apart and loosen that all up, make it work a little better. So we're in 9th gear, everything's shifting good. 9th to 10th is a bit of a break right there. And we didn't have any engine RPMs when the tractor showed up. They would run intermittently, and here it was mice chewed the wiring, which is right underneath my feet. It's actually up here a little bit more on my foot, and that sensor just wasn't reading. So you shift it a couple times, and 9 to 10 gets a lot smoother. I gotta warm the transmission up anyways to do a calibration on it. Now we're in top gear. There's a little loud here and there in some of them gear jumps. 11. I'm hoping with calibration will take some of that noise out. She shifts through every single gear. That was a concern of mine. Good to know that 3 is the lowest reverse available. And 11 is the highest reverse available. So the brakes work. That's a big plus. I wouldn't want to have to pull the housings apart and fix that. Rubber's good on it. Maximum outdoors go with it. But there's a little paint issue that will be remedying. Could not restore the paint, or however they want to call it. Couldn't do a paint restoration because of the fact that it was so thin.
Now, come with me now. Go with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Go with me now. I'm gonna show you how. Go with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Go with me now. I'm gonna show you how.
Well, it's as good a day as any to get this thing stripped down. So it's that day of the project. Fenders are going to come off. Cab roof's going to come off. I think the hood's going to stay on for the time being, but it's where we're at. Time to rip this baby apart.
Afraid to lose control and caught up in this world. I've wasted time, I've wasted breath. I think I've thought myself to death. I was born without this fear. Now only this seems clear. I need to move, I need to fight. I need to lose myself tonight. Whoa, go with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Whoa, go with me now. I'm gonna show you how. I think with my heart and I move with my head. I open my mouth and it's something I've read. I've stood at this door before I'm told, but a part of me knows that I'm growing too old. Confused what I thought was something I felt. Confused what I feel was something that's real. I tried to sell my soul last night. Funny, you wouldn't even take a bite. Far away, I heard him say, come with me now. Don't delay. Him say, come with me now. Far away, I heard him say, don't delay. I heard him say, come with me now. Go with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Go with me now. I'm gonna show you how.
What are you doing? A little bit of video of it. It's amazing that fiberglass just sticks to everything. Yeah, you're not kidding. If you can see the run in there, I got me a little sanding to do. Got a little overzealous with the first coat. Yeah, a little. Yeah, G. So guys, this is some heavily concentrated Dawn dish soap and hot water. And I came in once before, we just soaked down the grease and the built-on oil wherever it's at. And it does a really nice job of getting any of that loose. You come back in with just a garden hose and really hot water. And next thing you know, you're in business. It's just peeling that greasy, dirty grime right off. And of course, we had one broken off, and I'm wondering if that's not the source of my leak right there, that I wasn't holding it tight. Maybe, maybe not, but now we're going to get that bad boy out of there. That spring's a little bit of a tough one to get back in, but I got that one. Just got to keep working at that one. And keep plugging away here. This is the third remote. Everything's apart. Get this thing rebuilt and back together just like that one, which is the fourth remote. Or actually first. That'd be the bottom one. Right here's the second, third, fourth. Getting them all cleaned up in a makeshift parts washer. Get them in there snug. And then that, sorry about that. So right in there is the sump screen. 3 bolts. This plate slides right down. Look, they're cleaned up a little bit. There's an O-ring on there. A couple O-rings in there that we're going to swap out. And that pipe was leaking right there. So that's why we're doing this as well, as to see what's going on with that suction screen. Well, let's see. Can't really see in there. It's just screwing out. So the screen, suction screen, is actually in really good shape. So that's a positive. A little bit of residue on it, but nothing much. Doesn't look too bad in there. So we'll take that. Got some O-rings to swap out. Clean that suction screen out, she can all go back together. Oh, let's be fair. There's a lot of days you wish you had a second set of hands. You wish your dad was here. You wish your brother was here. Help get some of this together, but whew, we're getting there. Here's where we're at. Had a little leak right in there. And it was this piece, which sits on there, and there's a spring, pushes down. God, it's gonna go in there again. It better go in there again. And there's a retaining clip on top. This is going to be fun getting this pig back together. Oh, hey, let's clean this tractor up, he says. Why stop there, he says. Let's get every leak fixed on this tractor, he says. God, some days I got to quit listening to myself. Grayson, we'll go home when I'm darn good and ready to go home. How's that sound? It is. I sound like my dad now.
Grayson, go milk cows.
I'm ready.
I tolerate you.
So yeah, that little plunger had to come out with that snap ring to go back in. It was a little bugger. Took us 5 minutes. Grayson, you ready to go home?
5 minutes, 4.
We're gonna start sanding the hood. That's the last piece to be sanded. Then get everything else taped off. Hopefully get this thing primed yet tonight. We're in the homeward stretch. Although putting it back together is gonna be a real fun treat. So we are mostly ready for paint here. You might wonder what's going on with the aluminum foil. Auto Body Shop uses that to protect hydraulic lines when they're painting or wiring. So I thought, why not use that? Because it's a lot quicker than taping everything off. And the dollar store aluminum foil, literally smart and simple, works great So we're gonna prime tonight. Everything's prepped. Everything's masked off. Gonna prime tonight and shoot the black tomorrow for sure, and hopefully get the blue done Friday morning before we go goose hunting. I said to hell with the Blue Power Special. We're going with a military special. That's what we're doing. Corey, this actually took pretty well. If you can see the run in there, I got me a little sanding to do. Got a little overzealous with the first coat. Yeah, a little bit. But everything's ready for the military special. About 5 coats of primer, light coats on everything. Wow. That's good. We'll get the black shot today. Maybe it'll ever focus. Get that done today. We'll do that fancy blue tomorrow. Well, just like that, we got the first coat of black on everything. It's getting black. And A lot of this is going to get a second black coat yet in about a half an hour, 40 minutes. If it dries that clear and that flat or sheen, I'll be very happy. I'm sure at some point I'm going to find a spot I missed. I'd rather find it now before I put the second coat on. That's it. So I've shot 2 coats of blue so far, and I've got 2 more I want to put on. And it just looks absolutely incredible. I'm tickled pink, pardon the noise, but I'm working on keeping the temperature at a certain point in here so that the paint will cure properly and that we don't lose any color. I've had 2 or 3 runs in the paint, but I'll tell you what, a couple more light coats over the paint has hidden those runs. So in the sun you'll see them, but just looking at it, you're not going to see them. It's really been an incredible process so far. One of the runs right there, and as I pull it away, if you're not in the right light, you can't see it. And there was no way I was going to sand that bad boy out. I'm going to leave it that way. When I look at it, I'll always know this wasn't as easy as it looks. If we get the rest of the pieces on there, I'm going to like it better. For now, it's just a little bit. I got to clean that up too, but it takes some getting used to. But boy, I like that pretty color. That's for sure.
I don't wanna lie, I'm gonna take what you're giving, 'cause I know you're willing to take me all the way. You got me right here, combustible, and I can't wait to finally explode. The big, big bang, the reason I'm alive, when all the stars collide in this universe inside. The big, big bang, the big, big bang, the big, big bang. Some people like to talk, but I'm into doing what I feel like doing when I'm inspired. So if we take a walk down the beach tonight, I bet that we could light up the sky. The big, big bang, the reason I'm alive. When all the stars collide in this universe inside. The big, big bang.
Corey, can't thank you enough, man. You did some beautiful work on here. Yeah, my little touch-up spot on my paint shows. But you did some beautiful work on here. Really appreciate it, bud. Yeah, and even on the fenders. Can't tell which one's which. I think it was this one that was cracked. And you can't tell it anywhere. You did some pretty solid work, my friend. Thank you.
The big, big bang. The big, big bang. The big, big bang. Give me the bang. Take it from me, I don't wanna be mummified. Sometimes I feel so isolated, I wanna die. And I'll take it from you if you got it. Every time, so baby, bring your body here, next to mine, next to mine. When I don't wanna dream, I just wanna live it. So baby, let's not miss this thing. The big, big bang, the reason I'm alive. When all the stars collide in this universe inside. The big, big bang. The big, big bang. The big, big bang. Hit the big, big, big bang. Whoa, babe. Whoa, babe. Whoa, babe.
Well, she's full of oil. Let her run here a little bit. No lights are on. No error codes, no hitch capture, none of that stuff. So, looks to me like we're in good shape in terms of the, in terms of all the warning lights and codes. We got this thing fixed. Now we got to get out and look for leaks. That's where we're going next. So the PTO would not stop running on this tractor, which means the PTO brake was bad in it. So you have to take this top link plate off. So there's 8 bolts. There's this bolt, and then back here are some wiring harnesses that you have to pull apart. And just use a hammer and chisel and work on each side of it here, and this thing will pop right back off. So once we got it apart, it was really evident that it was the brake band that was bad, and it went back together. Literally, it took 15 minutes to pull this apart, 2 minutes to fix it, 5 to 10 minutes to put it back together. That's how simple they made these to fix. I'm very happy how this tractor has turned out on this project. It's been a bit of a fun challenge as we really stripped this thing down and cleaned it out like a new one and fixed everything that needed to be fixed. The engine runs really strong. The transmission's in great shape. The PTO and the hydraulics are in excellent shape now. Should not be a leak on this tractor. You'll want to stay tuned because I'm going to take some videos of this tractor at work here this spring, possibly doing some spring tillage and definitely running a sprayer, because that's what I purchased it for, was to pull a sprayer. And maybe we'll see it around here over the summer at some county fairs or at some tractor shows. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following along on this project. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section.
Never see any light. Dirty basements, dirty noise, dirty places.